Tidal water fisheries, some of the toughest waters to fish because things are always changing. I grew up on the Potomac River. We have a tidal fishery here, also the James here in Virginia. And whether you're saltwater fishing or if you're bass fishing, it could be challenging at times. But I grew up saltwater fishing down in Florida, so tidal waters I love. It's my favorite type of fishing. You could actually apply this to moving water. If they're pulling water on the TVA, Gunnersville, or whatever, you want to be able to locate these fish and locate them at a really high chance or high percentage areas. Tidal waters, with the tides moving in and out, the best tide for me is an outgoing tide. It sweeps out all the bait. There's choke points, there's attack points that these bass and these fish get on, or reds or whatever. But it's important that you know and you eliminate a lot of water immediately. What I like about tidal waters is, especially low tide or the water drawing down, it's pretty easy to figure out where the fish are going to be. High tides are a little bit more difficult because fish can roam. They can go anywhere, honestly. But high tides, typically the bass are going to go up shallow. They're going to be on cover like logs or right on the bank or just off the bank if there's a little ditch or whatever. They're going to be all over that area. Low tide, as it comes out, those bass move off the bank and they go not far. People think that these bass just completely go out of the river. That's not true. They go maybe 100 yards, 200 yards from where they were originally on high tide, and they concentrate. So what you want to look for is flats. Your depth find, it should be about 3 to 5 feet when you're fishing tidal on low tide, and you want to find areas to where that tide is ripping and creating that current break, and that's where the bass are going to be 100% of the time. I love fishing flats and current breaks, whether it be a small hump or if just coming off a ditch or if you have an island or a creek mouth. Those fish are going to pile up right there, and I like to work the water column. I start on top. I'll throw a spook. I'll throw a buzz bait. If they're not hitting that, then you got to go chatterbait, especially if you have some grass around. I love the chatterbait, the jackhammer. What I use is a Bee-Height Delight jackhammer. I use a half ounce a lot. Sometimes I'll go 3/16, but and then with a good trailer. I like the blade minnow from KBD and with a little chartreuse in it. Make sure you get a good chatterbait rod. I use a Dobbins Champion XP. I love it. It's 7.2. It's amazing chatterbait rod with a cork end. You can rip it through the grass. You can do a lot with it, and your hookup ratio is going to be really, really good. Now, if you have a lot of grass around, I like to go finesse. And what I do is, if there's a grass mat or if there's a grass ledge, I just weightless do on braid. I always use braid if you have grass around, especially on tidal waters, because there's a lot of shell beds and stuff like that. You don't want to get nicked up with your fluoro. I just literally just take a Rage Bug Blue Crawl, especially for the Potomac River. Blue Crawl is amazing, but it works anywhere, Florida, whatever. And just weightless, throw it on top of that bat, let it flutter down, and those bass will come up and absolutely slam it. If you're fishing for reds, I go strictly top water. If I find an area where the tide is ripping out and you have like a point or a grass flat or something like that, I go strictly top water. Those reds are going to be aggressive. I've got plenty of videos out there showing. I just literally use top water, and usually the bigger ones will hit the top water spook. I use 6 cents top water spook or even the spook junior, but you can have a lot of fun. I love tidal fisheries. When the pros come into the Potomac River, I see a lot of great pros struggle, but because they fish a lot of cover. They go out there and fish pads and so on and so forth. But a lot of times those fish are not in that cover. They're just off the flats where that current is ripping through, and they'd rather have the bait come to them than them go to the bait. So tidal fisheries, it's amazing. Go try them. It's challenging. But once you get on that pattern, and once you find those fish, you're going to catch a ton of them, a ton of fish, especially in the spring and in the fall. It's fun. Go try it yourself. Hope this helps.